Welcome to Learners Math TV. This video will help grade 9 learners to review their lessons and practice multiple choice test questions covering the entire third quarter curriculum. Which of the following statements about a parallelogram is always true? A. The diagonals of a parallelogram does not bisect each other. B. The consecutive angles of a parallelogram are congruent. C. The diagonals of a parallelogram separates it into two congruent triangles. And D. The diagonals of a parallelogram are congruent. Which of the following is the best answer? So if we're going to construct a parallelogram and one of its diagonal. Ayan. Ito yung unang diagonal. Makikita nyo na this diagonal separates it into two congruent triangles. Ayan. And that is according to the properties of a parallelogram. Then, kahit yung isang diagonal, ganun din. Both diagonals actually separates this parallelogram into two congruent triangles. Kaya, ang pinaka-answer natin dyan ay letter C. Which of the following pairs of segments are congruent, given the parallelogram ABCD? Tingnan natin mabuti yung bawat choices. So, CE and AD, CE and AD, wala naman silang connection. C is a part of a diagonal and AD is one of the sides of a parallelogram. According to the properties, wala silang connection. So AB and BC, AB and BC, so they are consecutive sides. Okay, from the properties of parallelogram, wala rin silang connection. So C, AB and AE, AB and AE. A is a part of a diagonal and AB is a side, wala rin silang connection. Dito tayo sa D, BE and ED. So both of them are part of a diagonal. So sinasabi natin, sinasabi ng properties ng parallelogram is the diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. So ibig sabihin, kung bisect each other, yung AC is bisected by BD and BD is also bisected by AC. So ang ibig sabihin niyan, ang pinakasagot natin dyan is D. Because BE is congruent to ED. Which of the following conditions is not sufficient to prove that a quadrilateral is a parallelogram? In this question, dapat knowledgeable ka for all the properties of a parallelogram. Okay, dapat alam mo sila. Bakit? Kasi naghahanap ka ng isang statement among the choices, kung merong mga given choices, yung not sufficient statement para mapatunayan mo na ang isang quadrilateral ay parallelogram. Halimbawa, nakabasa ka ng ganito doon sa choices. Any two adjacent angles are congruent. Totoo ba yon na ang any two adjacent angles are congruent? So that is contrary to one of the properties of parallelogram. Kasi ang sinasabi dito, any two adjacent angles add up to 180 degrees or they are supplementary and they are not congruent. So, ibig sabihin, kung may ganitong statement, halimbawa, dun sa choices, ganito yung pipiliin mo na pinaka-best answer. Okay, given that ABCD is a parallelogram, okay, if AC is 38 centimeter, how long is AE? Tingnan natin. Yung AC na 38 centimeter ay isang diagonal. Ayan. So, ano ang pinakasagot natin dyan? Okay? Kung sasagutan natin yan, we must have reason. Sabi, sa property ng parallelogram, In a parallelogram, the diagonals bisect each other. So, ibig sabihin, if AC is bisected by BD, kailangan lang nating i-divide ito sa 2. Diba? Kasi yung buo ay 38. So, bisect means it divided, AC divided by BD into 2 congruent parts. Kaya, i-divide lang natin yan sa 38. Kaya, sa 2, I mean. Kaya ang ating pinaka-answer is C. 38 divided by 2 is equal to 19. So, AE is 19 centimeter. If angle BAD is equal to 80 degrees, BAD, so ito yon, that is equal to 80 degrees. What is the measure of angle ABC? So, ito naman. So, given ito 80, so you are looking for this angle. So, the answer for that is 100 degrees. Bakit? Ito yung ating reason. In a parallelogram, any two consecutive angles are supplementary. So, therefore, if the two angles are supplementary, the sum is 180 degrees. If this is 80, therefore, this angle is 100. Kaya, ito ang ating pinaka-best answer. If the measure of one angle of a parallelogram decreases, what happens to the measure of its consecutive angles so that the figure remains a parallelogram? So I want you to see this carefully. I-observe ninyo kung paano nag-i-increase or nagdi-decrease yung consecutive sides, kung ano yung effect. Okay? See? Ano kaya ang effect? Oh, lumiliit. Ito, pag lumiliit ito, lumalaki yon. Diba? So, ang pinaka nagiging epekto niyan, kung napagmasdan nyo mabuti, ay the measure of consecutive angles increases by the same amount. Since according to the properties of parallelogram, consecutive angles are supplementary. Ayan, yun ang reason diyan. Which of the following conditions make parallelogram LOBE a rectangle? So A, LO is congruent to BE. So opposite sides are congruent is a property of a parallelogram. But it doesn't mean na sapat na yon para masabi na siya ay rectangle. How about LO and LO is parallel to BE? Of course, LO is parallel to BE at yung LE rin ay parallel actually sa OB because opposite sides are parallel in a parallelogram. Pero hindi pa rin yun condition para maging rectangle. So, LB, so diagonal yan, ano? Tsaka OE, bisect each other. Yes, it's true for a parallelogram, but not always or not in a rectangle. Okay? So, dito tayo sa letter D. Yan ang ating pinaka-best answer. Okay? That angle E is a right angle. Okay. Pag right angle yan, it means to say all of those interior angles are right angle. Okay. So, ang reason natin, ayan, in or a rectangle is an equiangular quadrilateral. So, kapag etong isa, meron tayong given lang dito na isa, ibig sabihin, all of them are 90 degrees. So, equiangular quadrilaterals. Which of the following is a defining property of a rectangle? So, it means, defining, so nag-aanap tayo rito ng definition. na magkapagsasabi na ang isang parallelogram ay rectangle. So, all sides are equal. Hindi naman kailangan na maging equal ang lahat ng sides para maging rectangle. B, its diagonals are perpendicular to each other. Hindi rin kailangan na maging perpendicular ang mga diagonal para ito ay maging rectangle. Letter C, all angles are right angles. Yun ang ating kailangan. Hindi naman natin kailangan itong D at mali dahil only one pair of opposite sides is parallel. Hindi pwede yun kasi ang rectangle ay isang parallelogram. So, yan ang ating pinaka-best answer. Okay, given rhombus, C-A-R-E, care. If measure of CAR is equal to 50 degrees, what is the measure of ARC? So, kung ang CAR ay 50 degrees, ibig sabihin yan, etong part na to ay 25 degrees. Because in a rhombus, diba? Etong angle na to, etong diagonal na to is an angle bisector. Okay? Pati to. Okay? Sa rhombus kasi, ang diagonals niya, binabisect niya yung opposite angles. So, it means to say, if that is 25 degrees, etong kabila ay 65 degrees because ang rhombus, ang diagonals niya ay perpendicular. So, it forms 90 degrees angle dito. So, kung 90 yan, ibig sabihin, the sum of these two is 90. Diba? So, kaya ang ating pinaka-best answer dyan ay 65 degrees. That is the measure of angle ARC. Ito, yung 65 degrees. WXYZ is a rhombus if angle WXA is congruent to angle YXA. So, ito yung dalawang angle na tinutukoy. WXA and YXA. So, ito yun. And angle WCX, ito naman yun, congruent din siya sa YZX. So, congruent ito, congruent yun, congruent yan, congruent. Congruent silang dalawa. Congruent itong dalawa. Okay, the best answer for that is letter C. Why? Anong reason? Ang reason natin is, the diagonals of a rhombus bisect the interior angles. So, ibig sabihin pala, itong bawat angle na yan, yung interior angles, ang trabaho ng diagonals sa isang rhombus ay hatiin into two equal measurement. Okay? Into two equal degrees. Kaya, masasabi din natin na kung ito ay congruent, congruent din ito. Congruent din ito. So, yung congruent yung angle XYW, XYW, at saka yung say YW. Diba? So, because of that reason. Okay, for this question, a rhombus is a quadrilateral with all sides of equal length. Which of the following statements is true about the properties of a rhombus? So, kailangan dito ay knowledgeable ka about the properties of rhombus. Yan, lagay natin dito. Ito yung mga properties ng rhombus. Alin ba dyan yung pinaka-best answer? Ayan. Kung titignan mo rito sa properties ng rhombus, meron ditong sinasabing, in a rhombus, diagonals bisect each other at right angles. So, of course, ang best answer natin dyan ay letter D kasi yan lang yung nandito sa mga properties ng rhombus. In the figure, ABCD is a square. If BE is 12 cm, what is the length of AC? So, the best answer for that is 24 cm. Bakit? Kasi sabi, yung BE daw ay 12 cm. Siyempre, Since a square is a parallelogram, the diagonals bisect each other. Kaya, 12 cm din yung kabilang part, yung DE. Kaya, kung ang BE ay merong 24 cm, kasi pag inad mo sila, 12 plus 12 is equal to 24. Since the given figure is a square, di ba? Ang square, ang diagonals ay congruent. Magkapareha sila ng sukat. Kaya, of course, etong AC ay 24 cm din. The diagonals of a square has a length of 5 times quantity n plus 3. And the other diagonals has a length of 4 times the quantity 3n minus 5. So the question is, what is the value of n? So since ang diagonals ng square ay congruent, yung kanyang mga diagonals, pwede nating masabi na etong dalawa ay equal. Okay? Yung dalawang representation ng length ng diagonals ay equal. So if we're going to process the equation, this one is equivalent to 12n minus 20. Bakit? Kasi 4 times 3n is 12n and 4 times negative 5 is negative 20. And that is equal to 5 times n is 5n and 5 times 3 is equal to 15. So ngayon, okay, pagsamahin natin yung magkaparehas na term, yung 5n lipat sa kabila, magiging negative 5n, and then itong 20, lipat natin doon, it becomes positive 20. So 12n minus 5n is equal to 7n. So that is equal to 15 plus 20, that is equal to 35. So divide both sides by 7 to get the value of n. N is equal to 5. So our best answer in this question is letter B. A square is a quadrilateral with all sides of equal length and all angles equal to 90 degrees. Which of the following statements is true about the properties of a square? A. The diagonals of a square are equal in length and do not bisect each other. Okay, it's not true because the square is a parallelogram. The diagonals of a square are perpendicular and equal in length. The diagonals of a square are perpendicular and equal in length. So ito, nakuha na natin yung true statement. So the answer for that is letter B. Kasi hindi naman pwede ang C at hindi rin pwede ang D. Sabi sa C, the diagonals of a square are perpendicular and unequal. So it is contrary to letter B. Sa letter D naman, the rectangle is always a square. No. Pwede baliktad. A square is always a rectangle. Pero hindi pwede na ang rectangle ay always a square. So the best answer is letter B. If MN is parallel to DE, MN is parallel to DE. Find the length of the midline MN if DE is 40. So lagay natin yung ating basihan. Sabi sa the midline theorem of a triangle, ayan, it states that the two-line segment that connects the midpoints of two sides of a triangle is parallel to the third side and half its length. So, importante itong word na ito, half its length. So, ibig sabihin, kung ito ay 40 cm and you are looking for the length of the midline, MN, ito, sabi niya, half its length. So, therefore, ang sagot natin dyan ay 20 cm. Which of the following statements is always true? Tignan nga natin. Segment DM is congruent to MF. Pwede. Kasi etong midline ay kinoconnect niya yung midpoints, di ba? Kasi ang ibig sabihin ng midpoint, ibig sabihin equal ang length nitong dalawa. Kung may midpoint ka dyan. So, eto ngayong DM ay congruent sa NE. So, walang kinalaman yung dalawa sa isa't isa. Hindi mo masasabi na sila ay congruent if MN is parallel to DE and MN is a median. Okay? Kung ang MN ay median, hindi pwede itong choices na to o itong part na to. So, FN is congruent to NE. Ayan, pwede yan. Kasi kung ito ay congruent dito, of course, congruent din yan. Kasi this is a midpoint. Yung kinoconnect nitong midline. Okay, so therefore, ang answer natin in that question is letter D. Etong dalawa yung totoo. Yung always true. Okay? Kasi bakit? Minsan, pwede itong maging true. Kaya mayroong term na always true eh. Be particular about that. O bakit minsan? Kasi halimbawa, yung triangle mo ay isosceles triangle. It is possible pag isosceles triangle na it is true na pwede itong second statement that DM is congruent to EN. Pero hindi kasi sa lahat ng triangle. Etong isa, etong una at saka pangatlo lang ang pwede. So this must be our best answer. Which of the following describes the mid-segment of an isosceles trapezoid? So, ang isosceles trapezoid kasi meron siyang one pair of parallel sides. Tapos yung kanyang mid-segment ay parallel din dun sa dalawang parallel sides. Yung tinatawag nating bases. Ito yung ating base 1 at ito yung ating base 2. So, tingnan natin yung mga statement na pagpipilian. A line that joins the midpoints of the parallel side. Ito daw yung line na nag-join dun sa midpoints ng mga parallel side. Ay hindi po. Kasi ito yung dalawang parallel. Hindi pwede yung A. A line that is perpendicular to the longer base. O lalo na, hindi siya perpendicular. Yung mid-segment ay hindi perpendicular dito sa longer base. A line that bisects the longer leg. Lalo na, hindi pwede. Yung letter D, a line that joins the midpoints of the non-parallel side. Ayon. Ito kasi, at saka ito, sila yung non-parallel sides. Diba? Tapos yung mid-segment na yan yung nagjo-join doon sa non-parallel side. So, the best answer for that question is letter D. Kasi 'di ba, ito yung dalawang midpoint na pinagjo-join nila. Ayan. Okay? Okay. Which of the following statements is true about the properties of the mid-segment of a trapezoid? At tignan nga natin, ano ba yung properties niyan? Sabi kasi, the mid-segment of a trapezoid is parallel to each base and is half the sum of the length of its bases. So by that, ang dapat nating maging best answer dyan is eto. The mid-segment is parallel to both bases and its length is the average of the lengths of the bases. Gumagamit dito ng term na average, do not be confused. Kasi di ba, ang average ay kung meron kang dalawang quantity, divide mo yun sa 2. Kung meron kang 4 na quantity, divide mo sa 4 to get the average. Kasi meron tayong base 1 at base 2, sabi rito, di ba? half the sum of base 1 and base 2. So, kaya gumagamit dito ng term na average. In other words, pwede mo rin yan sabihin na the mid-segment is parallel to both bases and its length is half the lengths of the bases. Pwede rin ganun. Okay? Okay. In connection with the previous question that we have, sabi rito, the median of a trapezoid is 16 centimeter. If the longer base is 22 centimeter, how long is the shorter base? So, lagay natin yung ating mga data given. Okay? So, represent natin yung shorter base na x centimeter. Yun yung ating hinahanap. So, sabi natin, yung midline ay average nung dalawang bases. So, 16 yung median natin and that is equal to the average of the two bases. So, yung i-add natin yung dalawang bases divided by 2. That is what it means by the average. Okay? Tapos, gawin natin, multiply natin both side by 2. Ayan. So, mawala na yan. 2 divided 2 equals 1. So, 2 times 16 equals 32. Then, it is equal to x plus 22. Lipat natin yung 22 sa kabila. Okay, magiging 32 minus 22. Then, x is equal to 10 or 10 is equal to x. So, the best answer for that question is letter A. Which of the following satisfies the characteristics of a kite? Tingnan nga natin yung ating illustration ng kite. So, A, opposite sides are parallel. Okay, hindi. By symbol, walang sinasabi na ang opposite sides are parallel, according to the properties of a kite. Letter B, opposite angles are always congruent. Hindi rin. Ito lang. Okay? Ito lang yung congruent. Now, there are two pairs of adjacent congruent sides. There are two pairs of adjacent congruent sides. Ayun. Yun ang pwede. So, the best answer for that is letter C. Hindi pwede yung letter D kasi consecutive angles are congruent. Hindi lahat. Diba? Hindi. Ito ibang sukat niyan kesa dito. Magkaiba yan. So, letter C is the best answer for this. There are two pairs of adjacent congruent side. Two pairs lang. Ito yon. At saka ito. Hindi sila congruent. Ito hindi congruent. That is according to the properties of a kite. Given the figure on the right, what is the value of x? Ayan. So, according to this symbol, ito, ibig sabihin, this is an isosceles trapezoid. Kaya, according to the properties of isosceles trapezoid, the base angles are equal or congruent. Kaya pwede natin masabi that 3x minus 10 is equal to 2x plus 20. Then, let us process the equation. Ilipat natin sa kabila yung 2x at yung 10, negative 10 maging positive 10. So, 3x minus 2x is equal to x. Then, 20 plus 10 is equal to 30. So, x is equal to 30. Kaya, letter D ang best answer natin for this question. If the area of a kite is 28 square centimeter and one of its diagonals is 8 centimeter long, which of the following statements is true? So, tignan natin yung formula natin ng area ng kite. Sabi dyan, ang area ay equal sa 1/2 o kalahati ng product ng diagonals ng kite. So, let us calculate. 28 square centimeter ang given area. And it is equal to 1/2 of the product of 8 times x, di ba? So that is over 2. 1/2 eh. So kalahati. So we are going to divide. So 8 ang given, tapos yung isa hindi natin alam. Let us just represent it by x. So multiply both side by 2 to process the equation. 2 times 28 is 56. Tapos ito, cancel na yan, di ba? Okay, so 56, that is equal to 8x. Then divide both side by 8. Ilan makuha natin dyan? So 7, di ba? 56 divide 8 is 7. So kaya 7 is equal to x, or x is equal to 7. So the best answer for this is letter B. Ayan. That is just by using the formula. In a parallelogram, opposite sides are parallel and equal in length. Which of the following statements is true about the properties of a parallelogram? Okay, A, the diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. Tama naman. And are congruent. Yun ang hindi tama. Okay? So, letter B, the diagonals of a parallelogram are perpendicular and bisect the angles. Okay, parehas hindi kailangan para maging parallelogram. So, kailangan dito ay alam mo lahat ng properties ng parallelogram. Kaya, it is best to memorize those properties. So, the opposite angles of a parallelogram are always supplementary. No, it is contrary to the properties of parallelogram. Kasi sa properties, sinasabi na the opposite angles of a parallelogram are congruent, not supplementary. Ayan. So, letter D ang ating best answer dito. Ayan, kung ito yung ating parallelogram, the consecutive angles, ito yon, consecutive angles yan, consecutive, ayan. Okay, of a parallelogram are supplementary. Yun ang tama. And the diagonals bisect each other. So, letter D is our best answer. A garden is in the shape of a parallelogram, and the measures of its consecutive sides are 6 meter and 7 meter. How much fencing material is needed to surround it? Ayan, lagay natin yung given. 6 meter tsaka 7 meter. So, kung ito yung parallelogram na garden at maglalagay ka ng fencing material, so ibig sabihin, papalibutan mo yan ng bakod. So, ibig sabihin, you are dealing with the perimeter. Diba? So, ang perimeter niyan ay the sum of all the lengths of the side. Since given yung 6 meter dito, 6 meter din of course sa kabila, then 7 meter din dun sa kabila. So, ang gagawin mo lang dyan, i-add mo lang yung 6 plus 7, that is equal to 13. Diba? Tapos, times 2 lang yan. So, ang ating best answer dyan is 26 meter. Times 2 lang, kasi 6 din dito, 7 din dun eh. Okay? So, yan yung ating best answer for that question. Quadrilateral trip is a parallelogram if TR is parallel to IP. Okay, yung TR, parallel daw siya sa IP. Then, angle T and angle R are, okay, based on the properties of a quadrilateral. Etong dalawang angle na yan ay supplementary. Okay? Which of the following statements is true? Tingnan natin yung ating trapezoid. The diagonals of an isosceles trapezoid bisect each other. Hindi. No? Sa parallelogram yun. Property yun ng parallelogram. Next. The base angles of an isosceles trapezoid are congruent. Ayun. Yun ang tama. No? So, letter B ang ating best answer dyan. Etong a trapezoid always has 4 equal sides. Hindi, no? Sa ano yun? Sa rhombus yun at saka sa square. A trapezoid can have 3 right angles. O lalo nang hindi. Kaya letter B ang ating best answer dyan. A trapezoid has a pair of parallel sides measuring 20 centimeter and 32 centimeter. The height of the trapezoid is 16 centimeter. What is the area? So, lagay natin yung ating mga given. Ayan. So, the area formula for a trapezoid is 1/2 times the sum of the bases then times the height. So, lagay lang natin yung ating mga given. Ayan. So, 20 tsaka 32 yung ating bases, tapos 16 yung ating height. So, our area is equal to 52 times 8. Bakit? Diba 16 divided 2 is 8, then 20 plus 32 is equal to 52. Then 52 times 8, our area is equal to 416 square centimeter. So the best answer for this question is 416 square centimeter. Which of the following quadrilaterals satisfy the following condition? It has two distinct pairs of adjacent congruent sides. Okay, tingnan natin itong kite. It has two distinct pairs of adjacent congruent sides. By this illustration, pinapakita sa symbol na etong kite ang may distinct pairs of adjacent side. Diba? Dalawa yan. Ito, tsaka yun. Sila ay congruent side at itong dalawa. Okay, distinct. Bakit? Itong dalawa ay hindi congruent. Okay? So, the best answer is kite for that question. Given a kite whose diagonals measure 14 cm and 18 cm respectively, what is the area? Okay? For the area of a kite, ito ang ating formula. The area is equal to 1/2 times the product of the given diagonals. Kaya kung gagamitin natin yung formula na yan, so yan, lagay lang natin. Diba? 14 at saka 18 yung diagonals. Multiply lang natin yan. So, 14 times 18 is 252. Then, times 1/2 or divided by 2. So, the area is equal to 126. So, therefore, the best answer for that is letter B, 126 square centimeter. Given kite, KIND, yung measure ng KIN ay 64 degrees. Ito, KIN, 64. And the measure of KDN, ito naman ay 34 degrees. The question is, what is the measure of angle IND? So, ito yung hinahanap natin. So, since this given figure is a kite, so, hindi sila congruent itong dalawa. Therefore, ito yung congruent angles. They are the congruent interior angles. Itong IKD. Tsaka, itong IND. According to the properties of a kite, they are congruent. Okay, since they're congruent and a kite is a quadrilateral, we can say that the sum of all the interior angles is 360 degrees. So, using that, ang mangyayari dyan, so i-add natin itong dalawa, 64 plus 34, tapos, okay, etong dalawang angle na to, which is unknown. So, pag in-add mo yung 64 plus 34, that is 98. Tapos, lipat sa kabila yung 98. Lipat sa kabila. Ayan. Ayan. So, 360 minus 98 is equal to 266. Okay, bakit natin ginawa yan? Okay, dahil alam na natin na itong dalawa ay congruent, kaya i-divide na lang natin sa 2 yung 262. Diba? Ayan. So, 262 divided by 2 is equal to 131 degrees. So, kaya ang pinaka-final answer natin dyan is 131 degrees. What do you call an equation that shows the two ratios are equal? So, of course, the best answer for that is proportion. Okay, yun naman ang kahulugan ng proportion. It shows that the two ratios are equal. The recipe requires 4 cups of flour to make 12 cookies. How many cups of flour are needed to make 24 cookies? So, ang gagawin mo dyan, since ang ratio ng flour to cookies is 4 is to 12, so gagamitin mo ngayon yung skills mo sa ratio and proportion. So, 4 is to 12, initially, makakagawa ka ng 12 cookies kung 4 na cups. Kailangan mong gumawa ng 24 cups. 24 cookies. Kaya ilang cups ang dapat mong gamitin? And that is represented by X. So, let us get the product of the extreme and the means. Ayan. So, 12 times X is 12X and 4 times 24 is 96. Then, divide both sides by 12. 96 divided 12 is equal to 8. So, the best answer for that is 8. So, actually, kung titignan mo lang naman, okay, madali lang, di ba? Kasi 4 cups, 12 cookies, na doble lang naman dito. Dito doblehin mo rin yan. Kaya tama na, yan ay 8 cups. Okay? Kung gagamitan mo ng ratio and proportion, ganito yung way. Okay? Kasi baka mamaya may mga given na may mga decimals, okay, involve ang mga decimal number. Kaya it is very important na alam mo kung paano mina-manipulate ang equation involving ratio and proportion. Which theorem states that if a line parallel to one side of a triangle intersects the other two sides of the triangle, then the line divides these two sides proportionally. So kapag naglagay ka dito ng line na parallel dito sa isang side, it divides these two sides, itong other two sides na to, di ba? Proportionally. So, alin yan? Siyempre, yan ay ganito. Okay? Kung i-represent natin yan, so we are talking about, di ba kung ito ay A, ito ay B, ito ay C, ito D, yan ang nagre-represent ng mga length, kung paano siya nahati. So, that is, pag sinabing proportionally, ibig sabihin A is to B is equal to C is to D. So, eto yan, the triangle proportionality theorem. Ayan, that's the best answer. Hindi pwede yung proportionality theorem of transversal, walang kinalaman dyan. Okay? Triangle angle bisector, lalo na. Tapos yung midline theorem, wala namang sinabi na siya ay midline. Basta sinabi dyan, it is parallel to one side of the triangle. So, ito yung best. The triangle proportionality theorem, TPT. In the figure, DE is parallel to AB. What is the value of Y? Yan, gamit tayo ng ratio and proportion. Okay, this is connected to our previous question kanina, yung ating itong line na to parallel dito sa isang side. So, itong dalawa, hinati niya proportionally. Ayan. Kaya, gamit tayo ng ratio and proportion. So, 5 is to 25. O, bakit saan galing yung 25? Ito yung 5, tapos yung buo ay 25. O, bakit? Kasi dito, tatapatan lang natin yan. Y, yung maikli, yung buo ay 45. Kaya equal yan sa Y is to 45. Now, applying the cross multiplication property, 25 times y is 25y, tapos 5 times 45 is 225, then divide both sides by 25, y is equal to 9. So the best answer for that question is letter B. Which theorem states that if a segment bisects an angle of a triangle, then it divides the opposite side into segments proportional to the other two sides? So, pansinin natin itong statement na to. If a segment bisects an angle. So, meron na tayong hint kung alin dyan ang best answer. Ayan. That is a triangle angle bisector theorem. Ayan. Kasi sinasabi dyan, if a segment bisects an angle of a triangle, then it divides the opposite side into segments proportional to the other two sides. So, yun yung may kinalaman dyan na theorem. Triangle angle bisector theorem. Given triangle ABC such that DA is to DC is equal to AB is to CB, find the value of X. So, ang proportion natin dyan ay 25 is to 20. Pwedeng ito, 25 is to 20. Bakit? Kasi 45 minus 25 is 20. And it is equal to X. Tanda na, eto sila adjacent yan. Adjacent side. Etong 25 ay adjacent dito sa side na represent ng X. Kaya siya dapat ang katapat niya rito sa ratio and proportion. Tapos is to 16. Yung kabila naman. Okay? So, applying the cross multiplication property, 20 times x is 20x, then 25 times 16 is 400. Divide both sides by 20, x is equal to 20. So the best answer is letter D. Which of the following states that if two triangles have two pairs of corresponding congruent angles, then the triangles are similar? Consider natin itong mga statement na to. If two triangles have two pairs of corresponding congruent angles. So, dalawa raw, two triangles. Meron siyang two pairs. Okay. So, magkakaroon na agad tayo ng hint na two pairs of corresponding congruent angles na ang best answer ay letter B. AA similarity theorem. Okay, kasi ito tatlong angle eh. 'Di ba dito two pairs of corresponding congruent angles. So that is AA similarity theorem. In the figure, SG is perpendicular to TF. What is the measure of angle GFH? So ito yung hinahanap nating angle. Ayan. Yan yun. So, ang ibig sabihin, ito ay 90 degrees kasi ang SG ay perpendicular sa TF. Itong SG perpendicular sa TF. Kaya pag merong perpendicularity, it means do sa kanilang intersecting point ay makakabuo ng right triangle or 90 degrees. Kaya kung ito ay 90, ito ay 52, etong dalawa ay kasi 180 degrees lahat yan eh, di ba? So, that is 90 minus 52. Di ba? Equals 38 degrees. So, ang ating pinaka best answer dyan is 38 degrees. Ito yung ating angle GFH. Jesse wants to determine the height of a flagpole. He places a mirror on the ground 40 meters away from the flagpole so that she can see the top of the flagpole in the mirror. Jessie is 2 meters tall and is standing 0.5 meters away from the mirror. How tall is the flagpole? Given this illustration, ang height niya ay 2 meters and the distance from Jessie to the mirror is 0.5 meters. Tapos, mirror from the mirror to the flagpole is 40 meters. So, how tall is the flagpole? So, in this problem, pwede pala nating masukat yung height ng flagpole kahit hindi natin siya sinusukat ng actual. Diba? Just by using the mirror, pwede nating masukat yung height ng flagpole using the ratio and proportion. Okay? So, ang ratio niyan, 2 is to 0.5. Okay? Yung height niya at yung distance niya doon sa mirror ay equally proportional to the height of the flagpole at yung distance ng flagpole sa mirror. So, by cross multiplication property, 0.5 times h is equal to 0.5 h is equal to 2 times 40, that is equal to 80. Then, divide both sides by 0.5, we can get the height of the flagpole is 160 meters. So, that is the best answer. Triangle LMN is similar to triangle QRS as shown in the figure on the right, which describes the relationship between the corresponding sides of the two triangles. Okay, this is just a very simple question. Makikita mo lang dyan, may given naman tayo na ML, or LM. LM, equal ba yan sa 8? No, it is equal to 6. So, itong A, baliktad yan. So, etong tama dyan, yung letter B. Kasi ang LM ay 6 at ang QR ay 8. So, B is the best answer according to this figure. Which of the following states that if two sides in one triangle are proportional to two sides in another triangle and the included angle in both are congruent, then the two triangles are similar? Okay, consider natin itong part na ito ng statement. May sinasabi rito, included angle in both are congruent. So dito sa mga pagpipilian, kita naman natin dito kung alin yung may included angle. Ibig sabihin, yung angle na nasa gitna ng dalawang side. So that is letter D, yung SAS similarity theorem. That is our best answer. Jack and Jane each drew a rectangle with an angle of 35 degrees. Under which condition would be triangles be similar? So, kailangan para sila maging similar involving those given angles, tig-isa lang naman. So, kailangan maging dalawa yon. Tignan natin yung mga statement. If the triangles have the same area, okay, walang kinalaman. If both are right angles, eto pwede. Ayan. Pwede yan. By AA similarity theorem. Kasi pag nalaman mo na 90 degrees sila parehas, right angles nga eh. So dalawa na yung alam mo. Tignan pa natin ito. If the triangles have the same perimeter, walang kinalaman. If both are obtuse triangles, wala rin kinalaman. Kaya, ang best answer dyan ay letter B. By AA similarity theorem. Kasi pag natiyak mo na both of the triangles are right triangles, tapos may given ka pa na parehas silang may 35 degrees, so dalawa na angle yung alam mo. Dalawang corresponding angle na yung congruent. Kaya, letter B is the best answer. given triangle LMN, it needs to be reduced by a scale factor of 1:4. What is the length of the longest side of the reduced image? So, ito yung ating mga image. So, ang longest side niyan ay 24 dito, di ba? So, ito yung longest side naman dito sa kabila, yung na-reduce na image. So, ang gagawin lang natin dyan, ang scale factor niya is 1:4. So, we are just going to multiply 24 by 1/4 or divide it by 4. Ganun lang naman yon. So, the answer is letter D. Diba? 24 divide 4. Kung halimbawa 1/3 yan, 24 divided by 3. That is 8 naman kung ano yan, kung 3. Pero since 1:4 yan, so 24 divided by 4, para ma-reduce mo siya, ang longest side nitong reduced image ay 6 lang or 6 centimeter. Kim knows that in triangle MIG and triangle JAN, the ratio of MI is to JA is equal to IG is to AN and equal to MG is to JN. Which theorem can use or can she use to prove that the triangles are similar? So kung papansinin natin, itong lahat concerns about the sides of two given triangles. So kaya tatlong side yan eh. Tatlong proportional side. So by that, you can say that the best answer is letter C. So wala namang concern tayo dyan sa angle. Puro sides lang. Puro proportional side. Kaya that is by SSS similarity theorem. Which of the following states that if two triangles have two pairs of corresponding congruent angles, then the triangles are similar? So, i-consider lang natin itong part ng statement na ito na two pairs of corresponding congruent angles. So, ayun na. So, the best answer is letter B kasi we are just concerned about the two pairs of corresponding congruent angles to be similar. Okay? ABC is an isosceles trapezoid where AB is parallel to CD. The length of AB is 10 cm, the length of CD is 22 cm, and its height is 6 cm. What is the length of AD? So the solution for that, okay, given that AB is 10 cm, CD is 22, tapos yung ating height ay 6 cm, ang una natin kunin sa ating solution ay yung DE. Eto. Para makuha natin yan, we are going to subtract the shorter leg length from the longer leg. Kaya yan ay, tapos divide natin sa 2. Ito yung ating formula. 22 minus 10 over 2. So, DE is equal to 12 over 2. So, that is equal to 6. Then, gagamitin natin itong DE in Pythagorean theorem. Pythagorean theorem, di ba, states that the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the square of the sides of any right triangle. Since this is an altitude, ibig sabihin, ito ay height, ibig sabihin this is a right triangle. May 90 degrees dito yan. So, given that, ayan, given naman yung ating height, tapos 6 cm din pala yung DE, so therefore, AD squared is equal to 36 plus 36. Then, it is equal to 72. Then, let us extract the square root from both sides of the equation. Kaya, ang AD natin ay equal to 6 times the square root of 2 cm. So, yan yung ating magiging pinaka-final answer in this problem. If you encounter such problem like this, ganyan po ang ating dapat na gawin sa ating solution. Okay? So, good luck for your examination. Okay, mga learners, lagi kong sinasabi na laging tatandaan, sa math ay hindi maaari na nanonood ka lamang. Upang maging mahusay, dapat lagi kang handa na mag-practice o magsanay.